What's up YouTube, Capital G here. Got an excellent and wild duel for you guys to check out. We got Galaxy Felgrand facing off against Salamangreat, and my goodness, that opening hand, it's definitely Salamangreat if you know what I'm saying. Not only do you have access to double hand trap, but you got your hand trap versus combo, you got your hand trap for control, and I mean, you got an excellent normal summon in Foxy. Foxy can obviously get you a +1, and even if it doesn't get you a +1, you still have access to Gazelle, which is the best card and pretty much the most important card in the archetype with the Signet Mining, and you even have awesome discard fodder for the Signet Mining with your copy of Spinny. So I don't really know what more you would want as a Salamangreat player with this opening hand. It's good going first or second, and I think that the Galaxy Felgrand deck will definitely struggle to beat this hand, so we'll see what happens here. I think Galaxy is going to open up with Desires that predictably was going to get Ash Blossom. No one expected anything different. He's going to go for Tsukiyumi here, which is interesting because it looks like he wants to give up 3 cards to draw 2. Mathematically, that is a -1. I don't know if we're about taking those -1s, but he does it anyways. I guess you could say it's okay because he did discard Art Brave Dragon, and Art Brave Dragon will summon one of these big dragons back from the graveyard. So maybe it being a -1, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's kind of like going to be a break-even play, but usually you want Tsukiyumi to be a +1 in decks like ABC or like Satella Knights, but I digress. We'll see if it works out. Our Brave is going to bring back the Photon Dragon. He is going to search for Flame Buffalo, which is going to discard. Unfortunately, he's going to draw another copy of Nibiru'd, so I don't know about that. He's going to pick up a Circle so that he still has access to Gazelle. Gazelle should be hitting his hand. And it looks like he is going to summon Foxy from the graveyard. And this is interesting. His opponent's going to activate back to the front for Felgrand. And at this point, Felgrand can banish either the Foxy or it can banish like a Spinny so that he might not be able to extend his plays. Now, he can summon Gazelle too, but we'll see exactly how it's going to play out. He's going to go after the Spinny. Gazelle is going to be played. He could not target, like he could not banish the Gazelle, because if any of you guys are wondering, like, why didn't he banish the Gazelle cap? Art Brave Dragon, or not Art Brave, but Felgrand, it targets the second that it hits the field. It targets either in the graveyard or the field. So like, you know, the Gazelle was still in his hand. It wasn't a legal target to get rid of at that point. He's going to dump Roar into the graveyard, or no, that's Rage. He dumps Rage into the graveyard. He's going to bounce back the Felgrand. He is going to Tensei Summon, and then he's going to go for Jaguar as well. Got back Ash Blossom and not Gazelle. Interesting. We'll see if that bites him in the dust, actually, or bites him in the butt. Actually, it doesn't, because he used the Ash Blossom immediately, so I guess it didn't hurt him that much. I think that, yeah, it looks like the Tsukiyumi was used again. Then he went for Soul Flare Dragon, and now he's kind of, you know, getting a lot of monsters on board, but his opponent's looking to shut him down with that copy of Rage. Says, you got too many monsters on board. He's going to go for the BLS Link monster. And I think the Salamangreat player said, I don't think I can kill that damn thing, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop Nibiru'd on you because you've summoned clearly more than 5 times in this turn. And he's going to get himself a token. Token's pretty big, but the defense obviously is not big. He's just going to attack over it and set himself the impermanence. And I thought, or not the infinite impermanence, I thought maybe Nibiru'd was just gonna win him the game, but man, the top deck's OP. He gets another copy of Desires into Galaxy Soldier, which will be shut down by the impermanence. Don't even matter though. He's going to summon that Felgrand from his graveyard. He's going to banish Gazelle, not actually the it always gets me when Felgrand players do this, right? So he doesn't banish the Nibiru'd because when you're playing Felgrand, you always want to be able to run over a monster. It actually, again, it makes more sense to run this monster over, the Nibiru'd, than it does to actually just banish it, because when you run it over, you get another dragon from your graveyard. So that's why you want to do that. So he's going to attack over it, get his Art Brave. That's going to get rid of the Sanctuary as well. And he's going to go for another summon. You fool. You let him Nibiru'd you again. And that's where I thought, all right, Salamangreat, the Yu-Gi-Oh gods are proclaiming it. He's gonna win this duel. Nibiru'd in back-to-back turns. He can't possibly lose this, can he? Or maybe he can. He's gonna go for Hipposhin again, which actually is gonna buff up the Nibiru'd. So that's just kind of random and bizarre. His opponent's gonna top deck another copy of Impermanence, but once our Brave hits the graveyard, we know that it is going to summon a big dragon because, well, he just did that in previous turns. And the Felgrand this time is actually going to go after the Nibiru'd because it's the only threat on the field, so it's going to get banished. And at this point, I think he has given up his will to Duel. He doesn't even set the Impermanence, which I don't think it really mattered if he set it or not because it is a hand trap. He's also not going to use, he could have used it and lived, by the way. I wonder if he knows that. I think I'm not sure if maybe the math doesn't work, because I think if he uses Impermanence on Hipposhin he takes 1,000 less damage, but maybe the math works out where he would have died. Yeah, I think the math works out where he would have exactly had game on board, even if he would have Impermanence the Hipposhin and taken away the 1,000 tack that it was gaining plus the Felgrand. Either way, it was a wild duel while it lasted. Apparently, double Nibiru ain't even good enough to beat Felgrands. Who would have ever thought? Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed that duel. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.